All right. This is your introduction to posture walking, and I think that posture walking perhaps is one of the things that creates the greatest change at the neural level. When you add 5 to 15 minutes per day and just commit to doing the posture walking, you'll see changes much faster than if you didn't add the posture walking into the program. I want to first say that posture walking is extremely mindful. If you can do it on a treadmill, that's actually ideal, because typically when you're learning how to do it and you're incorporating all the muscle contractions and all the different fundamentals into it, if you're outside and your eye can pick up everything that's outside, your mind has a tendency to wander. So if you have access to a treadmill, so that would be the first thing I would highly recommend, that you use the treadmill for your posture walking, at least for the first 14 to 21 days until you develop that habit. Then it will be more easily applied outside and in your other activities. The other thing about posture walking I mentioned was that it's very mindful. You're going to cycle through several points that you actually take your mind and you focus on in the body. And you're going to find that if I have you focusing on the box or the neutral torso alignment and feeling your chest and your lats, that you lose your footwork. And then if you take your mind and you put your mind down on the footwork, 30 seconds goes by and all of a sudden you turn your chest and your lats off, or you're not in the proper alignment, or your abs have turned off. I want to tell you that's very normal, and that's why we call it mindful. Your job is just to continue to cycle through those fundamentals, and when you lose one, you're going to pick it back up when you go back around the circle again. So keeping up with those fundamentals, feeling that, running them through your brain, that's going to be a really important part of the posture walking. If you start with 5 minutes 3 times a day, eventually you are going to want to build up to where you're actually doing it 15 minutes a day as a whole. You should be in what's called an isometric contraction the entire time. You're going to be feeling your abs, your lats, your chest, basically that neutral torso alignment that we've done and set you up for, the whole foundation of Correct My Posture. So if we took the arms and legs out of the socket, the entire torso should actually have a nice stiff tension to it. It's not uncommon for your breathing to be slightly restricted, but your diaphragm moves up and down. Eventually you're going to learn how to breathe deep while you walk without your stomach actually moving in and out. Diaphragm goes up and down. So by you facilitating the box and the neutral torso alignment and all of that internal muscle tension when you walk, that eventually actually helps you reframe your breathing, so it's more diaphragmatic breathing, which is actually ideal. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the posture walking with your very first fundamental, which is when you take your first step, you're actually going to lead with your hips.